Well, we just cleared this space right here because we have something that has to be stored now because it's still good. Do you guys know what that is? It's the car from last night, guys and girls. Did pretty good. The heat was not that bad. I used the back end quite substantially. I didn't use the front in the heat at all, but I didn't notch or pre-bend the back of this. I just kind of closed the trunk, and this side frame rail went down pretty aggressively, and that side didn't move at all. So after the heat, I put a ratchet strap from the trunk to the jack and then wood blocks and jacked up the frame rail to help it going up. And on that side, I put a pretty substantial notch with a mini grinder. And I think you can even see some of my cut marks right there. See the light? No, that's not it. It bent right at my notch. And then I ended up jacking that up as well just to make it go up. So we used the back quite substantially, pretty aggressively. And they didn't really get any of the sides. In the feature, I used the back completely. I think I used the front for 2 hits, maybe 3. But this is a bone stock show where you can't do anything to these cars. So, kind of wanted to leave the front end alone. Used the front end so little, I still have the grill. I did hit the blocks, and I did get pushed onto the blocks with top 2. So I ended up getting second because I was pushed onto the blocks. And I guess there's no block rule because the guy tried to get me off and then got tangled up in my backside, and they gave him first, which is cool. But one thing I did not like is the finals and the heat were both very quick. I didn't overheat in the heat, but in the finals, this thing would not stay running. As soon as I took my foot off the gas, it did die. So, a little disappointed with that because I still do not have any luck with these V6s. You know what? Everybody says that they're having good luck with them. I am not. I'm having zero good times with these V6s. A lot of you guys have already been commenting on my YouTube channel. How were the skid steers? Sorry, the dirt bike tires. Guys, they did not let me run them. I had to take them off. I'm okay with that. I had to take mine off. Jesse had to take his off. So those were actually ran on Friday night, and he said they did really good. But I was not able to test mine out. I think with how muddy of the track was, I think they would have dug a little bit too much anyway. I think you need like a hard track with like an inch of mud on the top of it, or else you're going to dig too much. But this thing here did do great. The power was amazing. The extra weight was amazing. I was pushing cars around in there like no tomorrow. Now, mind you, there was no, I think I was the only Camry there. There was another Impala with a 3.8, Ford Focus, sorry, Ford Fusion, but I wasn't in the ring with any of those guys. I was in there with Corollas and Sunfires and, to be honest, some Yaris's. And the weight of this thing, when it hits those Yaris's, I would just push them all the way across track. It felt like I was a 500-pound car, a 500-pound guy fighting a 100-pound guy. I could just throw him around the room. So let's get some of this junk out of here so I can get inside of it. So here comes the moment of the truth, the morning after. It was so quiet in the ring, I couldn't tell if it was running or not half the time. Backup view is not that great. Let's see if we can do this here. No power steering in this thing. Oh. We'll get it parked here. Need 2 hands. So I don't think you guys really understand on how little time I actually took building this car. It was very quick. I did nothing to this car. Like, the doors are just seat belted, like nothing too intense. And this actually held together with how hard I was using the back of this car. All the seams look good with how rusty this car is, especially this is a little different for me. Yeah, you can start to see the seams going over there in the speaker deck. The vision was getting a little bit impaired, but that's a quick fix with a loader. Like, we can fix that here within an hour. The fact that I got the frame rails to go up is really nice. I was a little nervous of having my gas tank back there, but I don't think I should have been. Gas tank is firmly up here on the seat, which is nice. Oh, how are you still running without a ground, my little friend? So that's pretty good. The wiring was easy. It looks like the roof is starting to rip away, but it looks like it's because I took out some of the bolts for that. So that could be my own fault. Yeah, I took out some of the bolts I didn't need to for the sunroof. So I bet you if I bolt that back in, that roof will get much more stable. But you can see the pressure that's being put on that, I think, from the door shot I took. Well, let's get out and we'll take a good look at the outside of this thing. The roof is starting to buckle. You guys can see the buckles in it. I was sitting on this between the heats just so I can get a better view. But maybe next time I'll try putting these bolts back in for the sunroof. Maybe that will make a difference. But it could be the pressure that's been put on that the C-pillar back there. That could be the issue. I didn't really take any tire shots, so I can't really say anything on how I feel about the spindles or the struts. Rockers, still rusty. Doors, still rusty. Rear strut kind of looks like it got folded over a bit. But once I got the frame rail to go up, because this side here just had the notch, it didn't have to be cut or anything, or I'd end up cutting a lot off the other side. But once the pre-bend goes up, it kind of looks like it pulls everything up and away from the tire, which is really nice. Yeah, C-pillar's starting to go. A little bit of pressure on these. Front end, I didn't really use the front end enough to say anything good or bad about it. But I will say this, on an older Camry, if you kink the bumper like that, it will pull the frames in. And this frame looks good. And this frame looks good. So honestly, guys, what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to unbolt this bumper. And I think I'm going to put a better bumper on for the next run. Because this show here, I could not change factory rebar bumper. Even though other people did, I can't. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a different bumper on it for the next show. And where is it going next? I can't tell you guys yet because I don't know. There's a couple shows coming up. But we do still have an assortment. Multiple assortments of bumpers that we can put on the cars. The pile is dwindling, but there's still a pile. So we can throw some of these on there and see what she does. But overall, pretty impressed with it. I don't think it was a fair run. I think I was comparing maybe apples to oranges there because there was no other Camrys. But the fact of the matter is that I was able to push cars around. It wasn't a super long heat, but the power was nice. The extra weight was nice, and I felt like a very big car out there with this thing. Will I run more of these? You guys know I'm going to run more of them. So I will, yes, I will run more of these. I do want to try putting different motors into them though. And I haven't ran a 2.4 yet because I haven't got a 2.4. I've never bought a 2.4 of these. Every single one I buy of these is the V6 or the 3 liter or the 3.3 liter. So I haven't even had a chance to buy a 2.4 of these yet. But I want to try putting, like, I know that you guys have been putting old Camry motors in these for a while, but I want to try to figure out a way to put something different into them. The motor mounts on these are right here, like at the tires. So I know a lot of cars that have motors right at the tires like that. So we'll have to see what I can come up with. And we'll have to see what the future holds, because I still have that Solera. And that Solera is like a 10 out of 10 compared to this 4 out of 10. So thanks for watching, guys. Overall, I think I was pretty impressed with it. I don't think it was a fair run for it. Maybe next run I'll have the back end crushed down a bit and we'll see how well it does. But I don't think it was a fair run, but I was very pleasantly pleased with this. I didn't like the fact that it kept stalling, but that could be my own problems. I don't have great lucks with these V6s. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you back here later on Zach's Workshop.